Hey, friends, and welcome back to Life Coaching for Mompreneurs. I'm your host, Martine Williams, and today's episode is going to hit home if you've ever found yourself stuck in the maybe later mode. If you're caught in indecision, not moving forward on the thing you say you want to do, this episode is for you.
Welcome to the Life Coaching for Mompreneurs podcast, where you will learn simple solutions to win at work without losing at home. Hi, my name is Martine Williams, and I'm your host and CEO, your Chief Encouragement Officer. And this podcast is your one-stop shop to creating a burnout-proof life and business by elevating your clarity, confidence, and courage. Friends, it's time to say goodbye to being the yes girl, to procrastinating on your goals and living in overwhelm. And it's time to say hello to creating healthy boundaries, healthy mindsets, and healthy habits so that you can achieve work-life harmony. Your next breakthrough starts here. This is the Life Coaching for Mompreneurs podcast. Let's do this.
So many of us, myself included, can sometimes find ourselves stuck in the one-day thinking. You've heard me talk about the one-day strategy before, but how it shows up for us is you've got dreams, you've got big dreams, big ones. Of course, you want to launch maybe a new direction you want to explore in a career, a yes that you want to say, or a no you need to finally give. But instead of taking that next step, you pause. And then you pause again. And maybe you keep waiting for a sign. Maybe you're waiting for more clarity. Maybe you're waiting for more confidence. And you keep telling yourself, I'll know when I'm ready. And here is what I want you to hear today. And I really just feel the need to keep repeating this because not only is it something I have to keep reminding myself of, so in full transparency, like this is something that I have to consistently keep in check. And this is why I also have a coach because this is my thing. Like it's not the one day for me. Like I think this one day is going to come, but it's definitely processing, overthinking, waiting, telling myself I'm figuring it out when really I'm not figuring it out. I'm just stalling. But readiness isn't a feeling that you wait for. It's a decision that you make to be ready, right? It's not a feeling that you're going to feel. You didn't feel ready probably when you got married. You didn't feel ready when you got your first job. You didn't feel ready when you went to college probably. You didn't feel ready when you had your first child. Like it's not a feeling that you wait for. It's just a decision that you make. And indecision, it's usually not because you don't know what to do. It's because you're afraid of doing it wrong. And again, like I know this because it's my thing. It's the thing. It's a pattern for me, and I'm realizing it more and more and more in myself how much of a pattern. Like I get excited about an idea, and if I don't have the plan because it's either not that it's never been done before, but I've not done it before, or I don't have it completely laid out in front of me, step by step, what I'm going to do, then I start spinning in the over processing and like a plan's going to magically appear versus committing to the plan. And the how will be revealed once I commit to the plan. Once I've decided and I lean into curiosity versus fearful of doing it wrong, that's when I actually start taking action from that place of the how is going to be revealed when I commit to the plan. And so it's not a feeling you're going to feel, it's a decision that you need to make. And maybe what you've tried and why you still kind of stay stuck is like most of the women that I coach, you've probably tried to logic your way into readiness. You think, I just need more information. And then you start researching and you start reading books and listening to podcasts. Maybe you think, I'll wait until I feel more confident. maybe if I do one more training, I'll feel ready. Like these have been my real thoughts when I'm trying to create something new, or I know there's a direction I want to go in my business or in motherhood. These are some of my real thoughts. And they're not useful because I default to learning. Because remember, learning and knowledge is safe for the brain. Taking action and deciding to take action without all of the details feels very unsafe. And so your brain's gonna bring you back into learning mode. Because the truth is, confidence doesn't come before the action, it comes after. So if you're waiting to feel confident, if you're waiting to feel all together, if you're waiting to have the perfect plan, you're going to be waiting a long time because we don't get clarity by thinking about the next step. You get clarity by taking the next step. Over prepping, over researching, overthinking might feel productive. It really does. And it feels like it's the right thing to do, but they're really just fear in disguise. And if you keep waiting to feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. So the solution is to decide to be ready. That's the shift, is just to decide that I'm going to commit to what I know right now. Like some helpful thoughts that I've been kind of leaning into is this is possible. This can be a lot of fun because my natural inclination and my natural thought is it can't be fun if I don't have it all figured out. So rethinking that this can be fun, that I'm going to stay connected the whole time. And it's simpler than I think because I like to overcomplicate things. And I know exactly what to do. And those are some helpful thoughts. Those are some things that I've been thinking instead. But you have to stop outsourcing your readiness to your feelings. And you start making decisions based on priorities instead of your fears. So stopping outsourcing our readiness to our feelings and start making decisions based on what's priority right now, what instead of my fear. Because again, readiness is a decision. It's saying I'm willing to move forward without all the answers. And that might feel very uncomfortable as you're listening. And the work is being okay with feeling that uncomfortableness and moving forward anyway. It's choosing direction over delay, it's choosing progress over perfection. So when you're saying, I'm willing to move forward without all the answers, if you're like me, that brings in a little uneasiness. It brings like some doubt. It brings definitely some discomfort. And so the work is being willing to feel the discomfort and move forward anyway. And how can you create new thoughts of this can be a lot of fun? It's simpler, way simpler than I think. And you kind of have to mind for your own thoughts, but finding that thought that will get you into, like, for me, it's curious energy and it's compelling. I feel compelled to do this work. And so I'm going to take this next step. Hey, friend, let's talk. It's time to book your clarity call. We are going to spend 1 full hour focused on you. A clarity call isn't about pressure. It's about possibilities. It's about you. You having a space to talk through what's on your heart and mind, you walking away with a clear vision and practical next steps, and you feeling confident in what's next and how to get there. You don't need to have it all figured out. That's my job. All you need to do is show up and we'll figure it out together. This is the best hour you can invest in yourself right now. Not in 6 months from now, not next month, right now. And don't just take my word for it. Here's what one of my coaching clients had to say after working together.
I honestly cannot say enough positive things about coaching with Martine. From the very first session, I knew this was something different. The deep dive into who I am and why I operate the way I do per the ProScan results has helped me immensely and allowed me to embrace my unique qualities on various levels. I would 1000% recommend hiring her for whatever level of transformation you're looking for.
That transformation, it starts with one conversation. It's time to stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress. So head right now to martinewilliams.com or in the show notes and grab your private clarity call spot on my calendar before they're gone.
And since I personally monitor my inbox, if you don't see a time slot that fits your calendar, just send me an email at martine@martinewilliams.com with free times that do work, and I will make it work for you. All right, friend, let's get back to the show.
And part of that process for me is that triple C belief breakthrough method. This is what I teach my clients is the catch, check, and change. So the catching of the thought is like, what is the thought that's keeping you stuck? I'm not ready. I don't want to mess this up. I need to be sure first. I need more details. Like all of those thoughts are going to put you back into that researching and procrastinating mode. So we want to catch them. Like, what are all the thoughts that you're having? Not from a place of shame and judgment. That's the worst thing you can do is see your thoughts and then shame and judge yourself for the thoughts. Let's just see what they are. And the second step is to check the belief behind it. Is this protecting me or is this paralyzing me? So a lot of times when I find myself over processing, overthinking, procrastinating, I ask myself, what is this procrastination protecting me from? And that's a really great question to ask and answer it. What is it? Don't be afraid of the answer because it's just where you are right now. It's not who you are. And then the third step is to change it. Change it to something more empowering. I may not feel 100% ready, but I can trust myself to figure it out as I go. For me, it's the how will be revealed as I commit to the plan. Because remember, my brain goes back to the default of I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the next step is. And as soon as you say that, you literally shut down action because your brain, like, that feels unsafe to just move forward without knowing. But if I'm telling myself and I'm choosing intentionally to think the how will be revealed as I commit to the plan, then it opens up possibility. So it's taking you out of the problem and into the possibility. That's where we want to live, is in the possibility, not in perfection, but in possibility and in progress. That's how you build self trust in real time. It's not always about eliminating the fear. The fear is still going to be there. I like to say it's like the toddler when you're out running errands and your toddler has a temper tantrum. Like, you don't stop running your errands, you strap them in safely in the car seat and you move on with your day 9 times out of 10. So the fear is still going to be there. It's still going to ride along. It's just not in the front, it's in the back seat, safely strapped in. It's about strengthening your belief that you'll handle whatever comes next, and it will be revealed to you as you take action because it's the action that brings clarity, and the clarity will create confidence, and confidence will create more action. But if you're waiting on, the clarity and you're waiting on the confidence, that's just not how it works. You have to take a step, even in the smallest step. So one thing to notice is if your brain offers up, I don't know. This comes up a lot in my coaching with my coaching clients. And honestly, I've gotten so much better at it too. But it's one of the things that's just not allowed to be said in my coaching container with my coach. It's like, what are your top 3 theories? What do you think are your next steps? Allow your brain to go there. Once you say, I don't know, it just kind of shuts down production. And the results of doing this work is once you stop waiting to feel ready and start choosing to be ready, here's what will shift for you. You start to take action, not because you're fearless, but because you're focused. You build confidence through motion, not perfection. You stop second guessing and you start moving, and you get clearer and clearer on that worked, that didn't work. I tried that. Like, I like to think of failure as I just figured out a way that something didn't work, and so I'm going to try something else. I don't attach it to me as a person being a failure. And you go from overthinking to owning your decisions. And the best part is every small, brave step you take makes the next one easier because it's uncomfortable to be straddling a fence. It's uncomfortable to be feeling like you're stuck. And the only way out of it is to change your thoughts and then to take action. So, what is the most empowered thought that you can have today that will take you from feeling stuck and I don't know into action? You don't need more time to get ready, friend. I don't know who needs to hear that, but you don't need more time to get ready. You need more trust in yourself to begin. So, what are you waiting for? What decision are you sitting on right now? What dream are you sitting on right now? What shift in your career are you sitting on right now? It's painful to be sitting in that place, and it's painful to move into the unknown, right? We've talked about the hard the hard right now is you're sitting in a job that you hate, or you're sitting in a career that's not fulfilling, or you're sitting in a relationship that you know is toxic. That's hard. It's the hard you know. The hard you don't know is what could become possible when you decide to be ready to move, when you decide to be ready to take a next step. So if you're ready to stop circling the decision and start building momentum, I can help you. This is what I do. So I want to really not challenge, but invite you into a clarity call. I was on a podcast, being interviewed on a podcast the other day, and she was like, "It's so generous that you offer an hour of your time to people to gain that clarity." And I think it is too. And sometimes I'm mind blown on how that opportunity is passed by so many. And here's what I want you to know: you don't have to clean yourself up in your thoughts, in your actions, in like you don't have to have it all together to come to this call. That is the point of the call, is to help you. Together we will walk through where you are right now, what's next, and then what do we need to do to move forward. You were made to lead, not linger. You were made and designed to live from a place of progress, not perfection. But progress doesn't happen when you're sitting on the fence. Progress doesn't happen when you're sitting on the sidelines. You got to get in the game. So how are you going to get in the game? And maybe right now you're thinking about, summer's wrapping up and getting ready to get back to business. And there's decisions that you need to make. And clutter is a sign of indecisiveness. So if you feel heavy and cluttered in your brain, it's because there's decisions up there that you have not made. And I get it. Sometimes you just need to talk to someone to help you through that. And that's what we can do on a clarity call, is just help you to decide, make a decision on what the next step is versus waiting to feel ready. So let's move forward. Let's take a step today, and you can go to martinewilliams.com/clarity and book your call. Maybe that is your next step, and that's it. You don't have to think about anything else. It's just booking that call, and then we'll go from there. All right. I hope this was helpful for you. Again, in full transparency, this is an area of mine that I'm constantly working on, and I know it's what stops me the most, which is why I have a coach. So I just want to let you know that I get you. I understand that this is where you're at, and I can also support you in it because I get it. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you on our next episode.
Well, that's a wrap, friends. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I really hope it met you right where you are and gave you some encouragement for your day. Could you do me the biggest favor and leave me a rating and review? Seriously, it's the best way for you to support the show. And while you're there, be sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Thanks again. And until next time, I am believing in you always.